Hello and welcome. This is Susan. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in whatever language you speak, a greeting of love. Today, Treasure Chest Tuesday, we want to speak about, yes, the pearl within you. So if you have my newsletter, you see a beautiful picture of a pearl inside an oyster shell. And this is very symbolic right now, because I don't know if any of you have heard anything about the astrology of September, but it leans towards a whole lot of retrograde, which means a whole lot of transformation, which means a whole lot of everyone could just put on the brakes and go, let me go inside for the month and then I'll come back out next October. I don't want it to be that way for you at all. There is such a silver lining to what's going on right now, okay? Retrograde means deepening, doesn't it? Retrograde means deepening, going into deeper places. So that pearl within the oyster is created by a substance that the oyster brings around an irritant and it creates a pearl. What do you know? So imagine an irritant that you might have right now, an irritant, okay? Something that's not quite right. Or if you listen to this video and you're moving through the month and you go, oh my gosh, there's my irritant. It showed up in big time, okay? Go, what you're gonna do is create a kind of substance around it which evolves into the pearl that's within it. You can also see this as when things happen that don't feel good to us, you can feel like you contract, and contraction prepares for expansion. So here's a great way to look at it, okay? Before any new impulse, new creation, whether it's the seed springing into a beautiful flower, or the sand in an oyster shell moving into a pearl, or your life, and I'll give you some examples in a moment, it can look really bad at the beginning. And what comes out of it is the pearl of the experience that wants to be had. So it's very important for you to keep your eye on the ball of what your intentions are, what it is you're moving towards, what you said to the universe, this is what I want more than anything, right? This is what I want. This is what's close to the bone, close to my heart, means so much to me. And when you say those things and ask the universe, your guides, whatever it is for you, for that something, that will happen. Absolutely. But there's often a process to go through. Contraction for expansion, cocoon for the butterfly. For the oyster, it is the substance of transformation and alchemical change. Let's talk about the area of relationship, because that's a really great example. So if you have a breakup with someone that you really care about, this could be a love interest, or it could be a friend, right? The feeling of loss, rejection, betrayal, abandonment hurts so deeply. But it's preparing you for the next phase of what you truly want, because that person, not that they've come into your life to put you into this karmic horrible situation of feeling all these things. I don't believe in that at all. But it's part of preparing you for what you really, really want. And the universe is listening. So things come to you on the frequency of where you are. And then you have to move beyond that to get to what the frequency of what you really want, right? So there you are in this frequency, and it becomes painful because it's not truly what you deeply want. But you've put out that energy, and this is what's come back. So you have to go through a contraction phase, which puts you in the place of, this doesn't work for me, this is really sad, this is really hard. The irritant is there, and it helps you go into the deeper place within to go, what is the pearl of me inside that I want to hold as my new frequency to attract the greater vibration that I really, really, really want. You see? So keep your eye on the ball of what you really want as you're going through the various irritants, sadness, rejection, anything that you're going through. Okay? So this relates to friends, love interests, family. You could say, well, the family's never going away. It's always going to be there. And that irritant that Uncle Joe or whatever it is holding, that irritant won't go away. Well, your perspective on that irritant will change. That's the beauty of this analogy of the pearl. When you put substance around it of your own heart, this is a great time also in September for heating up the heart and bringing more of your heart forward. So that heating up of the heart will feel like you're around the irritation, or I can't do this, or this is too much, or why me? All those kinds of feelings, overwhelm, all of that sadness will come up to allow you to go deeper beneath that which has already been there, right? To be able to, again, capture that pearl. The pearl in the relationship with Uncle Joe that's not going away. So you start to see what you have been protecting, what you have not allowed to happen in your life that gives you the perspective you have about Uncle Joe. And when you change that in yourself, and I have lots of ways of doing that I've spoken about in my Soul Reunion material. The Soul Reunion book talks about it in an easy way. Really going into the constriction, contraction phase to unlock it so the pearl can come out. You can generate alchemical substance of transformation so that all of a sudden you see Uncle Joe differently. You feel yourself differently. If you feel very poor in the outer, it's because you feel poor in spirit in some part of you. And when you transform that part of you, it's only a part of you that feels very poor, so to speak, you become rich. You feel rich. And you start to go, wow, I am really a rich person. You feel it. It's not because you have money or something out there. I feel the richness of myself. And you start to feel the richness of your life. And that starts to generate your future that you're creating, which is what you're going towards, the future of what you're creating out there, which is, I want a more rich life, right? So this applies not only to relationship, but career. Many people are in the transformation of their career right now. So you have to stop the career you're in, stop the place you're in, come into a creative void, and go deeper into the pearl of you and what wants to be brought forward. Serena Williams is a great example of that, the famous tennis player that's been doing tennis, as she's said in an interview I heard. I didn't read it, I heard it. She said, I've been doing this pretty much my whole life. I don't know what else there is. We have to go into that creative void. So she said, I'm going to practice before I actually stop, practice what it would feel like to get up in the morning and not have to go do a big workout and not have to go through the feelings of pressure to produce for her tennis world. What does that feel like? And what is the pearl of what she wants to move towards? So the key is holding that pearl in your heart that's heating up this month, and your intuitive wisdom that's also heating up this month, of knowing, heart knowing of what is moving, you're moving into. So you keep that in front of you, so to speak. It doesn't mean you're not in the present moment. You keep that in your visioning, in your sense of what you want to create, so that when you go through the constriction, the contraction, the shift, the transformation, the alchemical process, you have your eye on the pearl of where you're going, which helps get you there. Whenever I'm in what we call a dark place, or a place we don't want to be in, I always know there's a bigger light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what I put my vision on. I know there's a light that's going to be a brighter me, a brighter world that I live in, and a brighter contribution to the world that I live in, that is at the end of this little tunnel passageway. So have a really memorable time with this month, going deep inside to the pearl of you, what you want, who you are, what wants to come forward. Keep that momentum moving to help you alchemize whatever is wanting to transform, so that you are totally ready for what wants to come down the chute for you in any moment. Be ready for the surprise and the magic. I am so with you in it. Pearl that you are, pearl of heart, pearl of wisdom, pearl of being. So beautiful to be with you. Many blessings. And feel free to subscribe to this channel so that you can get more pearls of wisdom and heart coming to your inbox whenever they come out. Okay, much love and blessings to each one of you.